I had a lump in my throat and was clapping, smiling, and nodding back. Elton and I both knew how much it had taken to get John up on stage. I felt an immense swell of pride as I stood there, and I still cherish the knowledge that I was involved in making what became one of the iconic moments in music in the 1970s happen. The link between Elton and the Beatles went back to when I was working for George Martin's Air Music in the second half of the 1960s, promoting the various acts he was recording with. When I first started working for Air, there wasn't room for me in their main office in Baker Street, so they found me a space at Dick James Music, DJM as it was known. Dick was the publisher of all the Beatles' music, so he had a close relationship with George. He was a lovely guy, friendly and kind. On the front desk at the office was a girl called Charlotte, who when she wasn't answering calls used to make necklaces, beautiful long strings of love beads. Even now, I still have some of them in a jar at home. On one occasion, Dick was having his weekly progress meeting, which I was meant to attend. But while I'd been talking on the telephone to some radio or TV producer, I'd been wearing and playing with some of Charlotte's necklaces, and they got all tangled up in the phone cord. As I put the phone down to go to the meeting, I realised I was completely entangled. I turned up at the meeting 10 minutes late. "I'm sorry I'm late," I said to everyone, "but my necklaces got caught up in the phone." Everyone fell about laughing, and that line became an office catchphrase. After that, every time I was late for anything, I was asked if I'd had another necklace mishap. It was at Dick James's office that I first met Elton, or Reg, as he was at the time. He was fantastically shy back then. Wouldn't say boo to a goose. He didn't seem at all like the person who'd be charismatically wowing audiences in a few years' time. He was kitted out in a jean jacket and jeans, double denims, if I remember correctly. The two of us couldn't have looked more different. In his autobiography, Elton said that I could have drawn attention to myself even during a Martian invasion. I was certainly quite out there when it came to fashion. As well as my love beads, I had a thing for antique silk scarves at the time, and I often wore velvet trousers and had streaks in my hair. I could tell as we talked that Reg was quite taken by my appearance. He was a musician looking to make it, and the fact that I was working for George Martin and had previously worked with the Rolling Stones made me someone he wanted to know better. And as I got to know Reg himself, it quickly became apparent to me how much he knew about music, which left me thinking, this guy really knows his stuff. We immediately developed a firm friendship, and I did what I could to put work his way to help him get that first foot on the ladder. Reg became a regular at the office, and that's where the Beatles link began. Fast forward to the mid-1970s, and Elton was offering a helping hand to John Lennon. On John's 1974 album Walls and Bridges, Elton appeared on 2 tracks, playing Hammond organ and singing background vocals on Surprise Surprise, Sweet Bird of Paradox, and playing piano and singing on what would become the album's most successful single, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. The inspiration for the latter came from John channel surfing TV late at night. He had come across a black evangelist preacher, Reverend Ike, who had told viewers, "Let me tell you guys, it doesn't matter, it's whatever gets you through the night." John loved that phrase and wrote it down in one of his many notebooks. According to some accounts, the song took its original feel from Rock Your Baby by George McRae, which was a big hit at the time. Once John and Elton had recorded their parts at Record Plant East, Whatever Gets You Through the Night morphed into this pulsating potential hit. Elton's piano and John's guitar chinking and sinking in time, the bass rippling up and down underneath with this delicious, dirty 1970s sax threatening to burst through the speakers in between the singing. Jimmy Iovine, who engineered the sessions, later said that John knew what he wanted. He was going after a noise, and he knew how to get it. Whatever Gets You Through the Night is one of those songs that is both of its time and somehow timeless as well. The freshness and the energy of the recording is still clear today. It's 3.5 minutes of joie de vivre. The story often told is that Elton and John had a bet in the studio. If Whatever Gets You Through the Night got to #1 in the American charts, then John would appear at Elton's Thanksgiving show at Madison Square Garden. That's not quite my recollection.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.